Welcome back, demigods, monsters, and gods alike, to the Olympus Report. A daughter of Zeus and a hunter of Artemis? Does it get any cooler than that? Here's a character breakdown of Thalia Grace. Thalia is a teenage girl with shoulder-length, spiky black hair and electric blue eyes. Thalia is often described as punk or goth, but her style of dress does vary throughout the books. Thalia is an exceptionally brave, strong, and caring girl, though at times she can be profoundly stubborn, prideful, and assertive, much like her father, Zeus. Thalia was born on December 22, 1987 to the god of the skies, Zeus, and Beryl Grace, an actress who was in her prime at the time. Beryl believed she was better than other women because she was able to catch the eye of the god of gods, Zeus. But shortly after Thalia's birth, Zeus left, as gods tend to do, and this caused Beryl to go a little mentally unstable and eventually turn to alcohol. However, down the road, Zeus did return to Beryl, but this time in his Roman form, Jupiter. Thalia noted that Zeus in his Roman form was more fatherly and stern towards her and often spoke Latin. Within a year, her brother Jason Grace was born, who, unbeknownst to her, was actually a Roman demigod. Jason and Thalia were extremely close, as Thalia basically raised her brother on her own. Juno, Jupiter's wife, or Hera, Zeus's wife, was extremely upset that Zeus would betray her not only once, but twice with the same mortal woman. So to appease her, Zeus gave Jason to Hera as a type of gift. In 1996, when Thalia was 9 and Jason was 2, their mother took them for a picnic. But when Thalia went to the car for the picnic basket, Hera/Juno took Jason away. When Thalia returned, she found her mother sobbing, claiming that Jason had fallen off a cliff. Her brother's death was the last straw, and Thalia ran away shortly after that. After running away, Thalia came across another demigod, Luke Castellan, a son of Hermes. They became friends and joined forces to fight monsters that attacked them. As they traveled, they also ended up running into Halcyon Green, a son of Apollo who was trapped in a house guarded by monsters. Thalia and Luke also ended up trapped in this house guarded by monsters. When Thalia and Luke are trapped inside the house with Halcyon, Halcyon tells Thalia that Luke will betray her, but Thalia refuses to believe this. The two of them are able to escape, and this is actually where Thalia ends up getting her shield, Aegis. After escaping, the two will eventually run into Annabeth Chase, who joined them on their adventures of running away from monsters. Soon after, they were found by a satyr named Grover Underwood, who tried to get them to Camp Half-Blood. However, it was at this point that Hades discovered Thalia's existence, and Hades was pissed at Zeus because Zeus broke the pact that Zeus, Hades, and Poseidon made with each other to promise not to have any more children. So Hades sent out his best monsters to kill Thalia. They tried to escape the monsters, but were lured into a Cyclops lair, which slowed them down, allowing Hades' Furies to catch up with them right before they got to Camp Half-Blood. Once they reached camp, a horde of monsters attacked, and Thalia sacrificed herself on Half-Blood Hill to protect Annabeth, Luke, and Grover. Zeus took pity on his daughter, and to prevent her soul from going to Hades, he turned Thalia into a pine tree.
The most powerful being in the universe's best idea to save his daughter's life was to turn her into a tree?
Thalia's pine tree stood atop Half-Blood Hill, protecting the camp for 5 years until it was poisoned during the Sea of Monsters by Luke. Eventually, it was cured using the Golden Fleece, but the Golden Fleece was just a bit too powerful, and it brought Thalia back to life. As a pine tree, Thalia aged, but much more slowly. So even though she turned into a pine tree at 12, she is now only about 15. Thalia presumably spent the rest of summer at Camp Half-Blood and got to befriend Percy and learned about what happened to Luke. Chiron also taught her to manipulate the mist. It was also at this point that Thalia went back to California to look for her mother, only to find out that she had been killed in a drunk driving accident. During the Titan's Curse, Thalia accompanies Annabeth and Percy to bring Nico and Bianca D'Angelo back to camp. But things don't go as planned, and Annabeth is captured and the Hunters of Artemis show up, and Thalia is not a fan. Thalia and Percy would eventually save Annabeth with the help of Zoe Nightshade, the first lieutenant of Artemis. They battle Zoe's father, the Titan Atlas, and rescue Annabeth as well as the goddess Artemis, but sadly Zoe loses her life. Thalia then decides to join the Hunters and replace Zoe as the first lieutenant, so she will forever be 15, never aging to 16 and therefore escaping the Great Prophecy. Thalia then shows up again in The Last Olympian, and her and the Hunters help Percy fight Kronos and protect New York. Thalia next pops up in The Lost Hero, where she helps Leo, Piper, and Jason on their quest to rescue Hera. It is here that Thalia and Jason are reunited, and Thalia is beyond happy to see her little brother and find out that he is actually not dead. Thalia pops up once again in The Blood of Olympus and helps Reyna and Nico get the Athena Parthenon to Camp Half-Blood. Thalia once again makes an appearance in the Trials of Apollo, where she helps the former god and would eventually recruit Reyna to join the Hunters. It's at this point that Thalia learns of her brother Jason's death, and while she is extremely upset, she is proud to know that Jason died a hero's death. Thalia, like most demigods, has a wide range of abilities. These abilities include ADHD. Like all demigods, Thalia possesses inborn supernatural battle reflexes. Dyslexia. Her brain is hardwired for reading ancient Greek. Fighting skills. Even before coming to Camp Half-Blood, Thalia was able to survive due to her great combat skills. Superhuman strength. As a demigod daughter of Zeus, one of the big three, Thalia's strength was naturally considerable and surpasses most other demigods. Superhuman speed. Thalia managed to evade the Nemean lion's claws in close quarters. Mist control. Thalia can manipulate the mist, which means she can make things appear as she wants them to appear in the eyes of mortals. Intimidation. Thalia is said to be very scary in battle, something enhanced by the aura of her shield Aegis. And being a daughter of Zeus, one of the big three, she has a wide range of demigod abilities as well. Atmokinesis. Thalia has a minor degree of control over the weather, granting power over lightning and thunder. Storm generation. Thalia is able to summon small storms. Electrokinesis. As a daughter of Zeus, Thalia has a great amount of control over electricity and lightning. Electric sense. Thalia can sense when incoming lightning bolts are happening. Static shock. Thalia can send powerful amounts of static shock throughout another person's body on contact. Electric arc. Thalia can generate and discharge powerful electric bolts of energy. Electric shield. Thalia has been shown the ability to utilize her control over static electricity defensively. Lightning bolts. Thalia's most powerful ability is the ability to summon lightning bolts from the heavens. Immunity to lightning bolts. She is able to survive regular lightning bolts without much effort, but a lightning bolt from Zeus would probably still kill her. But Thalia's abilities don't stop there. Being a hunter of Artemis, she also has added abilities on top of the other ones. Animal communication. Thalia can communicate with animals loyal to Artemis, such as wolves, hawks, and does. Huntress immortality. Thalia became Artemis's lieutenant, replacing Zoe Nightshade, and as a result is immortal, unless she falls in battle. Archery. Thalia is an extremely skilled archer, rivaled only by her fellow huntresses and demigod children of Apollo. To go along with these abilities, Thalia also has a wide range of weapons that she uses to her advantage. A replica of the shield Aegis that expands from a shiny silver metal bracelet. The shield is decorated with an image of Medusa's heads, which many of the campers and monsters cower from. A collapsible spear, a hunter's bow, and 2 hunting knives. Like most other demigods, Thalia does suffer from a fatal flaw. Thalia's fatal flaw is that she has weak resistance when she's offered power, as shown when she considered sacrificing the Orpheal Taurus in the Titan's Curse for the power to overthrow the gods. But it was at this moment that Thalia made a decision and demonstrated that she's a hero and not a villain. This is when Thalia's hero moment came. A hero moment is when our heroes overcome their fatal flaws and become a better person and hero because of it. Thalia, for most of the Titan's curse, struggled with coming back and resuming her place in life. Her former best friend and love, Luke, was now on the wrong side, or was it the right side? Thalia wasn't sure. Were the gods good or bad? And Thalia struggles with this decision. But when it came time to choose, she fought against Luke, who she was once so close to. And then she joined the Hunters, something she was so strongly against. Thalia gave up power and the chance to be the child of the great prophecy. She swallowed her pride and took a backseat to Percy, something that was extremely difficult for her. Joining the Hunters ultimately made Thalia a better hero and person. And now she has power, but she uses that power to serve the goddess Artemis, a true hero. What's your favorite Thalia Grace moment? Let me know down in the comments below. But until next time, that's all I have for you, Half-Bloods. So I'll be signing off. And please always remember to stay safe.